Cougar is a brand I've done actually quite a lot of reviews on, and it's just not of the things that I wanted to review. So I literally put a gun to Evetech's marketing head and like forced them to give me a set of VM410s. Good afternoon and welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese of the 4-piece variety Orky XXL. As I mentioned, I've reviewed quite a lot of Cougar stuff, from their water cooling cases, mouse, keyboards not so much, but I've also stolen a Puri TKL from the Evetech stock because I can. So I just did, because I really want this brand to be good because it's got like really good price versus performance implications. But all of the headsets and stuff that I've used until date haven't been very good, if I'm just being honest. They're okay, they're pretty decent at the price point. The build quality and that sort of stuff at the price point has always been pretty good. It's just their drivers and the way they've done their ear cups in some areas, I've really not found them to be too comfortable. But everything changed when I used the VM410. Now, funny story, we do the Eve Sports production from this very studio. And my producer, or my ops guy, Mr. Kaz, didn't bring his headset. So I had no choice but to employ this thing. And he used it for quite some time. He had it on his head for 9 hours without any ear bleeding. So comfort, we can attest to it. Kaz has also got a little bit of an Easter Island head. He's a bit of a block on the corp, so it's good for that sort of testing. And these really have been made for the Kubis Visa suit shop buyer. Like I've never had a headset from Cougar be as like large as these in potential size and stuff. But before we get into any of that, let's go through the package contents. It's quite comprehensive because this has a dipole setup for the audio input. So you get a really nice long cable as well before the three-way split. It's all on the actual length of this cable itself that you can then see splits into two more as it's going up the line like that. All like nicely finished, pretty decent plastics and stuff used in it. The braiding and stuff is nice. It's flexible enough that it's not going to be annoying or feel like it's getting in your way. There is an inline volume control on it as well, which is accessible from both sides of the volume control, and then a mic mute button or switch at least on the inline controller. Now for traditional audio setups, you're obviously going to need a mic and a normal headphone jack. So there is a splitter that then goes 2 into 1. And I'm so glad it happens right at the end of the cable and not right after the volume splitter, because then if you wanted to use it on your phone with the 3-pole jack, well, you'd be doing one of these where it's like literally over here and you've got to sit with the device like that. It's just going to be awkward and ugly and stuff. So nice that they've done it like that, because it means all of the 3-pole devices, all your consoles and that sort of stuff are going to benefit from that longer cable. Nicely done, Cougar. Really nice detachable big old microphone with like a seriously overwrought pop filter over here. Just even getting it back on is like a good 30-second ordeal over here. Just give me a moment.
12 seconds later.
There we go, I fixed it, and it only took like 30 seconds. But yeah, adjustable. It's got the kink neck. If your mouth is sitting, if you want it like whatever, you get the idea. You'll be able to bend that to shape so that it will then fit right wherever your mouth is. One of the really nicer things about their packages is that they give you the option of using the pleather or the material finish on them. I prefer the material finish. I find that the polyurethane sort of pleather effect is a little bit stiff, and it, honestly, when it sits on the side of your head, it doesn't like bend, and it's not quite as malleable as this set. These are just a little bit softer, and they do tend to contour to the head. That's the idea with this headset, and this is where I'm going to show you some of those more professional audio environment sort of things. So it has got some swivel on each ear cup like that, plus it's got a little bit of tilt over there like that. So it's going to contour to the shape of your head, and then the band, like I said, is adjustable. So at the moment it's on its absolute maximum. So if I put it on, you can see my ears almost come out the top of the headset. This is the first time of any headset that I've reviewed in like nearly 3 years. Okay, so imagine how surprised I was when there was literally like proper space at the top of the headband like that. And then if I put it into position just like that, it then sits absolutely perfectly on the head. Everything contours around it. The sound isolation is pretty damn good. It's very good work from Cougar to have done that comparative to the other headsets that aren't malleable and don't have those just little bits of adjustment. It's not even a huge amount. You can see as I'm doing it over here, it's not like it's like 20 millimeters even. I was going to say centimeters, jeepers. It would be rotating all the way around. It's not even like a 20 mil worth of adjustment. It's like 3 to 4, and that's enough to keep it from being too stiff on the head and just giving it that little bit of malleable nature, because the head is obviously going to be different per person. Not everybody's gifted with an Easter Island head like me. Now, another feature with this dipole setup is that when you connect it into the headset, it actually clicks in and locks. I'm just actually looking for the left hand side right now. So they are marked, so you've got a left and a right, and then the left does have a little orange cap on it, so you won't mess that up. And when you put it in, there's actually like little grooves that they then sit on, and then it turns into place. So you got to put it in correctly and then lock it into place, and then there's absolutely no way that that's going to come out there. If I just hold it by the connector, you can see absolutely no way that that's going to come out because these lock into place. The detachable mic as well has a flat side on it over here, so it literally can only go one way in, and it then obviously is pretty damn well in there. Whatever's holding onto that connection on the other side, it's doing its job pretty damn well. So it's a pretty well built, pretty well designed headset, but what about the audio quality? Well, Cougar's done quite a bit of work there, honestly. The mid-range and stuff from the 53mm driver is very marked up, which is normal with gaming audio. And a lot of times with audio, especially in the current age, you don't get a lot of headphones and stuff that are tuned to be flat. They do mic up some of the more attractive trebles and basses to the ear, and that's the case over here. But the soundstage that this creates is absolutely fantastic. This has some of the best stereo split. I think out of all of the Cougar headsets I've ever used, this has by far the best stereo split and soundstage. So it means while you're gaming, when you hear snaps from gunshot or footsteps, it's really, really accurate. It's really good, especially when I was playing CS and stuff. I could hear guys walking across or running in areas, and it was very easy for me to position based on the audio from these headsets. Throwing a little bit of enhancements at the headset as well brought back that treble and the crispness from it. It did sound a lot less muffled when I did that. And for playing back audio and stuff, it's really, well, for music and media, it's really good. It's really, really good. Once again though, definitely mid-range enhanced, and you do get that effect, especially if you listen to a set of audiophile headphones and you go to this, you are going to notice that. But audiophile headphones start at like 3-4 grand up. These are $1,200 and they have comparable soundstage to my Sennheiser HD598s. That's like the cheapest. This is the best soundstage at the price of any headset I've ever tested. The microphone as well is a small detractor. Like I said, it is just a chat microphone. I'm going to jump over to the PC quickly and give you a live demo there. Alrighty, so this is raw into OBS, basically raw. The levels and stuff I have adjusted. I have created some microphone boost, because if I remove that, you'll notice that it is pretty damn soft. So 20 dB is great. It doesn't distort at all with that. But if we shake things up and I put it through NVIDIA Broadcast real quick, so let me just go over here. So you can see it's set up for removal and some de-reverb. So if I now select this and then set it in OBS over here, there we go. Okay, now the NVIDIA is controlling it. So it's going through the NVIDIA Broadcast. This is absolutely fantastic software. So just as an example, if I now clap next to it, it doesn't come through on broadcast. It does, however, as you can see, come through on the microphone itself. Really cool piece of software, honestly. NVIDIA Broadcast is actually kind of amazing stuff. But the microphone itself, as you can see, it's a chat microphone. You're not going to launch your idol's career on it. Back to the studio. As you can see, throwing a couple of enhancements at the microphone is definitely going to benefit from it, but it works well enough that people in Discord, Xbox, etc. are going to be able to hear you. And it does a pretty good job of cleaning up the audio itself without too much noise coming in to the microphone because of the way that they've set the diaphragm. It's pretty clever. Like, they've taken a lot of cues from really high level pro audio and then applied that thinking to this headset. And I think it's worked for them, like really, really, really well. Out of all of the Cougar headsets, like I said, that I've ever tested, this is by far their best rendition. And it's not coming through at like a 2,000 Rand price point either. I think the 1,200 Rand price point, considering you get extra ear cups, you get very well thought out, audio and stuff. Even part of this setup as well, what they're doing is they're trying to eliminate the crosstalk as much as possible, because it does happen when your headset is a little bit too close to your other audio cables. Often your game sounds will go back through the mic, and then that'll go out to your teammates and stuff, which is horrible. I think we've all experienced this actually. This should eliminate that quite heavily because of the way they've done the cabling and the insulation in it. It's very clever, like the attention to detail here, the build quality, everything. And it was kind of after I used it that I was like, wow, okay, Cougar, you actually did like a superb job. Audio quality and stuff is way better. Like this is, I can't say it enough, this is the best headset they've ever made. Anywho, if you have enjoyed that, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.